Hey, One Stop Co-op Shop fans, Mike here with a video I've been super excited to do, my top 20 solo games. I was going to do an hour-long video diving deep into each of the game's design, but after I spent 3 hours recording with a microphone that turned out not to be turned on, I had a different idea. In the spirit of my 5 and 5 review videos, we're going to talk about my top 20 solo games in 10 minutes or less. And a quick shout out to our Patreon supporters, you're the reason this video is happening, so thank you all. Friday is a solo-only deck builder where you add challenge cards to your deck as you defeat them. The best part is the epic battle against the pirates at the end, where you use every tool you've built into your deck to destroy them across combo after combo. The worst part is mastering the game after 10 or so plays and just going through the motions even at the toughest difficulty setting. Galaxy Defenders is a campaign-based tactical miniatures game clearly inspired by XCOM. The best part is using ingenious strategy and movement to confound the AI so that they don't kill one of your agents that you spent hours and hours building up. The worst part is playing one of the larger scenarios and realizing you have to activate 5 to 10 aliens every single turn. Dawn of Peacemakers is a campaign-based tactical game where you play cards to try to avert a war. The best part is setting one of the armies up perfectly, but having no idea what the other army is going to do and holding your breath as you flip that final army card. The worst part is the nagging feeling, especially in earlier scenarios, that you could do nothing and just sit on the sidelines and the battle would play out the exact same way. Assault on Doomrock is half an adventure game with leveling and half a tactical combat game with dice-based activation. The best part is facing an all-new encounter and marveling at the great AI while still destroying it with the awesome combos you've leveled your character into. The worst part is looking at your watch about halfway through the game and realizing you've already been playing for 3.5 hours. Sentinels of the Multiverse is a card-based modular deck system where you take superheroes against villains and hostile environments. The best part is getting your last few equipment or ongoing cards out and laughing maniacally as you smash enemy after enemy like Captain Marvel going through spaceships. The worst part is activating 10 cards in the villain area and trying to keep track of the 15 modifiers in effect. Nautilion is a dice-based collection game in the Universe where you race against a skeleton ship to gather crew and reach the finish. The best part is rolling that perfect result that moves you directly to the crew you need to win the game while leaving the skeleton ship and the tower in your dust. The worst part is rolling all 4s when all you needed was a 1 and watching as the enemy ship rushes past you. Sherlock Holmes Consulting Detective is a paragraph-based mystery game where you're allowed to freely visit locations. The best part is ignoring the clues to look through the directory and find every taxi station in London because you know that guy took a taxi from the crime scene. The worst part is looking at the questions at the end of a case and realizing you have no idea what they're asking you, and this design is too old to have a hint system. One Deck Dungeon is a card-driven dungeon crawl where you roll dice and assign them to defeat enemies and traps. The best part is the mid to late game, when you use all your earned skills and abilities to manipulate the dice perfectly to destroy an enemy. The worst part is running away from encounter after encounter because you can't roll to save your life and realizing you're going to have to fight a dragon at level 1. Legendary Encounters is a thematic deck builder where you play out the Aliens movies and blast facehuggers left and right. The best part is playing a Ripley card, a Power Loader card, saying "Get away from her, you," and destroying the boss Xenomorph with 15 attack all at once. The worst part is seeing that the card offer is full of useless cards that will just clog your deck and realizing you just have to buy some. Mage Knight is a challenging puzzly adventure game with a bit of deck builder thrown in. The best part is spending 15 minutes working through every card and mana combination to finally figure out how to take out that city without a single casualty. The worst part is spending 15 minutes working through every card and mana combination to figure out how to move 2 hexes. Magic Maze is a real-time chaotic movement game with restrictions on your action use. The best part is moving those heroes like a well-oiled machine with every expansion thrown in just basking in your glory. The worst part is playing with the official solo mode instead of one of the variants and wondering why they turned this game into a dexterity game as you massage your wrist. Baseball Highlights 2045 is a deck builder where you go head-to-head in a World Series against robotic opponents. The best part is going into Game 7 of the World Series and realizing your team has changed from the kids in the Sandlot into cybernetic superstars. The worst part is flipping AI card after AI card and knowing that you randomly shuffled it, but seeing that they're somehow countering every play you make. Street Masters is a card and dice-based arena combat game using a modular deck system. The best part is saying, "I am the master," as you combo all of your tactics and cards together to destroy 3 goons and the boss in a single turn. The worst part is watching the boss crack your friend's back and falling to your knees, rubbing your eyes and screaming like Jean-Claude Van Damme in Bloodsport. Pathfinder Adventure Card Game is a campaign-based RPG deck builder with dice resolution. The best part is the ending of literally every scenario when you cackle with glee as you level up your character and check off new abilities. The worst part is the beginning of every scenario as you spend 10 to 15 minutes setting up the silly location decks. Scythe is an empire-building victory point rush with action selection and an ingeniously simple AI. The best part is finally getting your top action and your bottom action to work perfectly together to earn you a star. Maybe I'm not very good at Scythe. Life goals, y'all. Life goals. The worst part is going into a battle with the AI, spending all the resources you have, and seeing that they played the lowest value for the only time in the entire game. Gloomhaven is a dungeon crawler with an epically huge campaign and intense tactical combat. The best part is opening up a new character class and gawking at the action cards and all the tactical options that will be available to you. The worst part is losing a scenario, having to play it again, and realizing that it's kind of identical to the last 3 scenarios you played. Space Alert is a game of spaceship survival filled with real-time insanity and action programming. The best part is programming 4 different characters' actions together to destroy the alien on your bridge, the saboteur in your engine room, and the behemoth in front of your ship, while still having time to look out that viewport. The worst part is realizing as you play your last card that you never jiggled the mouse and your entire ship is going to be destroyed. Root is an asymmetric area control game where you fight over victory points on a tight map. The best part is when you finally click with a new faction and earn 5 victory points or more in a single round. The worst part is wondering whether they really got the Vagabond bot balance right. Spirit Island is a highly asymmetric game where spirits fight off European colonists. The best part is playing that huge major power you've been saving up for all game and washing their cities into the ocean where you feast upon them for more power. The worst part is looking at the board, at the fear cards, and back at the board, and realizing you won 3 turns ago. Arkham Horror the card game is an incredibly thematic deck construction game with varied campaigns. The best part is trying out a completely bonkers deck with no attack, no evasion, and no investigation, and still realizing that the game somehow functions and gives you a fun story. The worst part is drawing that auto-fail token on an important skill test. Yeah, it sucks. There you go, 20 solo games in 10 minutes or less. Let me know in the comments what great solo games I forgot and what your top solo games are. Good gaming, everyone, and I'll see you at the next stop.